Why is it that by knowing yourself, you automatically shine your greatest gift onto humanity? Because in the absence of an ego is the absence of a veil, in which in this absence your true essence of peace and happiness shines. This peace and happiness that shines through you unavoidably could be described as the absence of the ability to hate and harm others. It renders you incapable of deliberately creating turmoil in your life or anyone else's. It also leaves you incapable of being hurt or harmed yourself. Why is it that it leaves you incapable of being hurt? It's because of the self's nature. It's the inherent nature of the infinite, of the divine, to not be susceptible to being hurt, because there's nothing left to be hurt. You have emptied yourself of the egoic tendencies within yourself that believes it can be hurt. And when you empty yourself of all of these egoic feelings, all of these beliefs, all of these tendencies and thought process within us, when they have all been eliminated, all that remains is the empty presence of being. It's like the space in the room you're in right now. The space is completely open and available to whatever is happening within that space. The space doesn't matter, or it doesn't care if there's a fight going on in the room, or dancing going on in the room, or lovemaking going on in the room. It doesn't care what is happening. It remains completely open and available to whatever is happening. The space can't be hurt. The fist fight going on in the space does not hurt the space. Yet the space does not deny the fight is happening. It allows the fight or the dancing or the lovemaking to be what it is. It doesn't resist any activity within the space, and therefore, because there's no resistance, there is no sense of lack or sense of hurt or any way that this space can be damaged. The space does not build some thick wall around itself to protect itself. It doesn't make itself strong or better itself or improve itself in any way. It does the exact opposite. It empties itself. It has emptied itself of all of its attributes, making it transparent, making it completely available and accessible to regardless of what is happening within that space. This is unlike the ego. The ego loves to build itself, better itself, improve itself, create thicker and thicker armor around itself to protect itself. And it's in that armor building that we move further and further away from the love of ourself. And we build a wall of resistance to what is, to reality. An ego resists reality. Where what is being pointed to in non-duality, the space, is the absence of resistance of reality. And in that absence of resistance, peace and happiness are experienced. And because there's no thing there in that space of yourself, that space of being, that non-objective, no thingness of your own existence, you cannot be hurt. Because there's no thing there to be hurt. Close your eyes. Let's go to this space, this dimensionless, eternal space of ourself, and experience it directly, which is the only way true knowledge is gained, is through direct experience or inherent knowing. Ask yourself the question, am I aware? Notice you paused. In that pause, you went somewhere to retrieve the answer of yes. Yes, I am aware. It is self-evident. In fact, the question itself is absurd. Because I can't be unaware if I tried. Notice that when you asked yourself the question, am I aware? You didn't have to consult your mind. You didn't have to ask your mind, hey mind, am I aware? No, because the answer of yes is inherent as you. You don't even have to second guess it. That's how close it is to you as you. This time, when you ask yourself the question, am I aware? Turn your attention to the place that delivers the answer of yes and hang out there. Try to keep your attention there. To eliminate any doubt that this place exists, the place that delivered the answer of yes, it absolutely has to exist because that's where you found the answer yes. Don't allow your mind to tell you that this place that delivered the answer of yes does not exist. For it is everything. It is existence itself. So ask yourself the question, am I aware? And turn your attention there. Notice that this place has no boundaries. It's borderless. It's boundless. It has absolutely no limits. It is absolute freedom. Notice this place within you has no irritation. It is the absence of irritation and agitation. The absence of irritation and agitation is the absence of resistance. The absence of resistance is the experience of immense peace. This place that's boundless freedom and immense peace has absolutely no lack. It is whole. It is complete. It needs nothing other than itself to know itself, to know that it is free and peaceful. This absence of lack is the definition of ever-present happiness. For in the absence of lack, we desire nothing because we're whole, because we're complete. And when you experience yourself as completeness, that is the definition of happiness. Notice that this non-space, this empty space, this no-thingness of vastness has no separation. It can't remove itself from itself. This is the definition of the absence of separation. It can't by any means separate itself from itself because it is whole and boundless and complete. The experience of the absence of separation is known as unity. And unity is the experience of unconditional love. This is you. This is yourself. You are boundless freedom, immense peace, ever-present happiness, and unconditional love. This is the space in which the manifestation of life plays out. From the fistfights to the dancing to the love-making. This is why you cannot be hurt. When you know yourself as yourself, when your being rests and sits in its own being, you will experience yourself as the space in which life plays out in. And this space cannot be hurt, regardless of what the manifestation of life is presenting itself as. This is why it's so important, so relevant to know yourself. Because by knowing yourself, it renders you incapable of hating and harming others and being hated and harmed yourself. You lose the ability to be hurt. And in that loss of ability to be hurt, you experience yourself as contentness, as wholeness, as freedom, as peace and happiness and love. And this shines through you into and onto humanity.